Hi, Ellen Byron here, and I'm with Esme Addison, and we are both incredibly fortunate to be Agatha Award nominees this year. For Esme, she's a Best Debut Author. Yay, Esme! And I am in the category of Best Contemporary Novel, and we both share the categories with some fabulous other authors that if you go to Mouse Domestic and look up .org and look up Agatha nominations, you'll see the list of fabulous authors in a number of categories. So Esme and I are gonna just chat a little about this. So Esme, I'm gonna start. Where were you when you found out you were nominated? What did you do?
Okay. I was actually at home, just, working, doing some writing, got a call, and I almost didn't answer it because I didn't recognize the number, and I'm glad that I did. And one of the representatives called me and basically let me know that I was nominated, and I was really floored because I totally didn't expect it. Just there's so many great cozy mystery authors and so many books, debut authors that have come out. And I don't know why mine would be singled out. So I was just like, why? This is amazing. So I was just floored. And I called my parents, called all my family members and husband, and told everybody. And then I also had to explain what the Agatha's what was and what the Mouse Domestic is. But my mom or dad were like, Agatha Christie? Agatha Christie? That's big. That's huge. I'm like, well, not exactly Agatha Christie, but the word is inspired, whatever. But they were everybody that I talked to was just very, very proud of me. And so yeah, I was just very excited.
That's great. That's great. By the way, I will say, oh, I forgot to mention that we are both members, and maybe I did mention it, but it doesn't bear it. If I did, it bears repeating that we are both members of the Facebook group Cozy Mystery Crew. So, and shout out to all our fellow fabulous authors on that in that group, and encourage you to check that out too. And I have to laugh because I had the same thing. Like I let it go to spam. I thought, oh, spam, and I looked, and then I saw Cindy Silverblatt's name. And I love Cindy, so I was like, oh, could it be? So, and Cindy's the best. So yeah, it was very exciting.
Right. So
So,
forget being nominated for a debut. So you've been nominated multiple times. You've won the award. So tell me, what do you think is kind of like the secret sauce to winning or even being nominated and acknowledged and winning this award?
you know what? I wish I knew. I think my relationship with the Malice Domestic goes back to being a grant winner of their for their unpublished authors, and I think that helped put me in out there visually. And then I don't know. I maybe because I make fun of myself for my shameless shilling campaign, and I'm an extrovert, a former performer, and so I love meeting people, and I put myself out there. So I think that helps a lot. And also, I think I was a television writer for years, and so I think people will go, "Oh my gosh, you wrote Wings, you wrote Just Shoot Me." So I think there is a bit of familiarity with my my other career. So it does help put a bit of a light on me, I think, especially for the Left Coast Crime Awards, which are best humorous mysteries. So I think that has I've been nominated for and won several of those, and I think that does play into it. So now I want to ask you, your series is so charming. What inspired it, and also specific your series in general, and specifically, do you have your book? Do you have a copy? Yes. Okay. A Spell for Trouble. What inspired it and the series?
It is inspired by my in-laws' Polish culture and history. When I was coming up with the idea for a cozy mystery, I wanted to do something familiar but also very different. And I loved my mother-in-law's Polish food, and I knew I wanted to include all of those delicious pastries and baked goods. And I kind of did a deep dive into the history and Polish culture to find something really unique. And I stumbled upon the myth of the Mermaid of Warsaw. And I was just like, how has no one ever written a book about this mermaid? And so I figured out a way to create a cozy mystery where there's a family of women off the coast of North Carolina that are descended from her. And there's an herbal apothecary, and there's an amateur sleuth and mysteries, and there's an overarching story that deals with kind of the mythology. So it's a serialized story, so it's not just like a murder happens. There's some other mysteries and things that kind of span the course of the series.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So, and what about Spell for Trouble? Is there anything people should know going in, or you'd like them to know?
Nothing that they need to know except that the myth is, like I said, it's based on a real myth. If you go to
Mhm.
Poland, which I did right before COVID, you if you go to Warsaw, you'll see the mermaid statues all over the city. They're on like plaques, they're on cups and banners and T-shirts. It's a huge thing that a lot of people don't really know about. And so I do a lot of research and try, even though I'm doing a paranormal cozy, I try to be as authentic and realistic as possible as I write about mermaids and water
That's
witches. But
okay. Next time you go to Poland, you need to pick up some swag, some mermaid swag, and do a giveaway because I would so enter that giveaway.
I would love to do that. But so tell yours. I love you. First of all, I love your series.
Oh, thank you.
I'm slowly but surely making my way. I've purchased the first two books, but I
Oh,
have
thank
both
you.
on audio, and I'm very
Oh,
slow
great.
making my way. In audio, I want to say the narration is great.
Oh, good.
I love New Orleans, so whenever I'm listening to it, I kind of feel like I'm going back there. So tell me why you came up with this idea for the series and what inspired you.
Well, I went to I'm not Tulane University in New Orleans, and I fell in love not just with New Orleans, but with a Cajun country because it's so unique. I mean, it's this region. People were, been there for years. A Creole and Cajun culture there is so strong with its own food and music and dance and and language even, Cajun French. And then in the late 90s, my husband and I went there and we spent a night at Maidwood, which was a plantation where it was no host. So the people who own it weren't there. So it was a group of strangers of us who happened to be staying there. We had, wine and cheese hour and dinner together. And it was felt very, and then there were none in Agatha Christie because we were trying to like, oh, and what do you do? And who are you? And it was just, and years later, when I decided to write a cozy series, I thought, oh, what a great setting because it involves, a part of the world and a two culture, Creole and Cajun cultures that I'm just kind of obsessed with. And I just love the atmosphere there. I really can't go enough. And with Murder in the Bayou Boneyard, it was like I reached books, I'm like book 6 ideas. I'm like, how can I not have done a Halloween themed book?
Right,
Because Louisiana proudly bills itself as the most haunted state in the country, and New Orleans is the most haunted city, although it really takes place in Cajun country. In my 7th book, which comes out in August, Cajun Kiss of Death, my protagonists do go to New Orleans, which they actually do in a Cajun Christmas killing as well. But anyway, so I just did a deep dive into all the rougarou or the rougarou, depending how you say it, which is the Cajun version of a werewolf. That figures into it. I'm fascinated with the abandoned and half abandoned cemeteries and the tombs. So I just really did a deep dive into that, and it was just so much fun to write and explore. So I'm really happy. I don't know how it took me 6 books to get there, but if you love Halloween, cozies are a great place to get Halloween stories in general.
yeah, that sounds
So,
fantastic. And I misspoke when I said just New Orleans because I did mean
oh,
hey, the
don't
other.
worry about it.
I went to
People,
the Laura Plantation, which I think,
oh, great tour there.
yeah, that was amazing. But
Yeah, they really talk about every aspect, which a lot of the plantations are doing now, that they're exploring the history of the enslaved as well as every other it's very much center theme for a lot of them now, which is, it's time. So, so yeah, that's a great tour.
yeah. So well, I've
Okay.
enjoyed talking with you, and I can't wait to continue to burn my way through
Yes.
the series. But I'm excited about the Halloween one because it is a
Yeah.
very, if you go on the tours at night with the cemetery,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's very spooky, and so I can't wait to read your next one.
Great, thank you. Well, let's encourage readers. Malice Domestic, More Than Malice is online this year, so you can go to their website malicedomestic.org and register for online. And then we, along with several other cozy mystery crew members like Libby Klein, will be at BoucherCon in New Orleans towards the end of August. So if you go to BoucherCon 2021, you can find out more information about that. And we hope to see you, ECU, or see you in person at future conventions and stuff. This has been great, Esme. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Say bye, everyone.
Bye.